Alright, good morning. We're doing a Muffin Night character tier list in the Big 25. Let's get right into it. Okay, so these are kind of out of order. Let's just do them in order. Knight. He's your run-of-the-mill, like, I don't know. Nothing's really special about Knight, but he can kind of hold his own, like, if you need it. B tier. Alright. I actually don't remember which one's next, so we're gonna go Gnome. So Gnome, he's got a shotgun, right? Except this is the jankiest shotgun that you'll ever see in like any game. Like sometimes you'll be point blank and you don't kill them, but other times you could sweep through the entire crowd. So I think we have to put him above Knight just because it's like there are some things you could do like with distancing that helps make him more consistent, but overall he's bad. And also, pro tip, never upgrade Gnome to level 3. He gets worse. Like it's more inconsistent at level 3. Alright. Mage. But I need to add a new category for Mage. He's so bad because his damage output is so minuscule and he's incredibly bad at like getting vertical. So because a lot of the times in the game, like you're jumping and you're shooting to get to the next platforms, but Mage is not going to be able to do that, and he cannot slow down anything. All right, Archer, S tier. No comment there. All right, who's next? Unicorn. So Unicorn, like people that play Unicorn, they just have crazy clips. Like here, I'll show you a clip of my Unicorn. It has incredible potential, but for the most part, you're not going to be able to get too much vertical if like you're already getting overrun. High middle B tier. Alright. Next we got Pumpkin, or technically Pumpkin, but the voice always sounds like just Pumpkin. I'm personally not a big fan of Pumpkin. The way that his head works is like it takes a second, so like it falls down and then starts rolling. So it's possible to run into them even though like you attacked, so you could still die there. And also the angle that his head comes down makes it difficult to deal with flying guys, especially if they're coming at like a really bad angle. So for Pumpkin, I'm gonna have to put low B tier. Maybe the only reason I'm not giving him C tier here is because at level 3 you can one-shot the big guys. Next up we have Dragon. So I've seen a lot of people like debating about Dragon because some people think he's really good, which I mean he is. If you're holding down like fire just on an area, nothing's gonna get past you. Maybe flying guys, but also trying to clear vertically, he's very bad at that. And then like he's not really good for movement is what I'd say. So after some like change of heart, I originally had him I think A tier, but I'm gonna make him C tier this time. Alright, we got Grizzly. Hear me out on this one. Not a lot of people know this Grizzly tech, but I figured out that, okay, so Grizzly on level 1 he swipes in one direction, level 2 he's in 2 directions, level 3 he does a twirl, which supposedly does like the left right left hitbox. But if you keep him at level 2, which I actually do, I'll put a picture of my build up on here. What you do is if you left right really quickly, you can actually kill the big guys, like just by being close to them. So you could basically be an invincible ball as long as you're really good with your movement. So S tier. Alright, now I'm trying to remember who's next. I'm pretty sure it's Ninja Kitty. I mean, we don't have to say anything here. You just gotta have a level 3, but like easy S tier. Cyclops, easy S tier. Maybe SS tier. Alright. Alright. Next we have Zombie. Also an S tier. I personally like the Zombie. His damage output's so good. And the slight arc, and especially the range at level 3, makes him fine for dealing with flying enemies. Alright, next we have Sumo Panda. Who likes Sumo Panda? I just realized I don't have any in the A tier. I might need to swap some around here. Yeah, I might swap some after. Hold on. Sumo Panda, he's okay. he has two types of attacks. There's one when he's just standing and he like slams the ground on the side, which sucks. Don't use it because you feel like you're invincible and then you're gonna all of a sudden be not invincible and then you're gonna die. But then his jumping, slamming the ground attack is actually pretty good because it does kill stuff in a radius and makes it pretty like guaranteed that you'll make it to the next Muffin. So I want to give him C tier, but I don't think I can. Is he worse than Pumpkin? Probably not. Honestly, I would prefer the Sumo Panda to the Pumpkin, but Sumo Panda is still a bad pull, like if you're getting him. Alright, next up on our list, I'm pretty sure is Monkey. Our first A tier. Let's go. So Monkey, he has... Oh, okay, so both Monkey, Bull, and Pumpkin, you could stun yourself with their attacks. So if you were to hit like Pumpkin's head or get hit by one of your own bananas, you get stunned. There is a way to bypass the stun. If you pause the game and unpause it, the stun timer keeps going while the game's paused. So you could basically move with the stun animation. So especially at higher levels, Monkey's damage is really good. Especially if you have like a nice timing going, you could really just clear out lanes really easily. But I don't think he's quite S tier because you do still need to have like that really good movement in gaming. Alright, Bird. I don't know where to put this. Do we put this high A or S? Because like, I'll put him A tier. Just because S tier is the ones where like, alright, I'm chilling right now because I got these. Okay, fine. Okay, if S tier is like, I'm chilling because I got these, I have to move Zombie down because Zombie's still like sometimes variable, but it's like, okay, fine. I gotta, okay, S tier is, if it's chilling that I got them, we can't have Grizzly there because you still need to lock in when you're playing Grizzly. Okay, what was I saying? Bird. Max level, she throws 3 eggs, right? Perfect for getting rid of the flying guys. Not so great for the small guys that are right in front of you. Especially with a slow reload, it's possible to like get locked in there. Also, I had some BS in one of my runs recently where one of the big red guys literally ate 2 of like the eggs and didn't die. I don't understand it. Okay, but yeah, still good. Huge damage, good for crowd control. All right, now we have Frog. No, I could explain this, but I've talked about this so many times. The attack is so small, and it doesn't kill the big guys, even at level 3. Even at level 3, he is so bad. Kind of like Mage. Like, they don't have any redeeming qualities. Most of the time when you're playing Frog, you're just knocking the enemies into the pit and making them red, which makes them harder to deal with for you. There is small tech where if you do left rights really fast, you can pierce the entire horizontal, but it's like, it's just not worth it. Frog is so bad. He's also horrible against flying enemies because of how short his tongue shootout is. So like, you have to be jumping at the same Y level, right? But you're just not gonna hit anything. He's so bad. Mr. Rainbow, S tier. He's a run saver, but at the same time, he's also a run killer because once you use your rainbows, you literally have nothing. But he's very good at holding his own, getting to the next Muffin, depending on the map especially. Yeti? C tier. I don't like Yeti. I'm not a Yeti fan. I don't know how many people know this, but Yeti's hitbox for his ice is slightly raised off the ground in front of him. So what that means is if you're jumping to another platform and you're trying to freeze them, you're trying to pre-freeze them so you can run through them, because the frozen enemies, like, you can run through them, you're probably gonna miss the small ones. And that's killed so many of my runs before. But he does have some redeeming qualities, like he does insta-kill birds, but I mean, if you have to ice them 3 times and then ice the big ones 5 times, like it's not the Muffin Knight playstyle. He's a very slow character, especially with like the fact that he builds walls. I could see him being used in co-op more, but I don't know. I personally don't mess with him. And then Bull. Ooh, this one's a tough one because Bull by himself is really bad. It seems random if you're gonna actually pierce through the other, like, the enemies or not. And then you could also stun yourself on the wall though, but I did say the pausing trick before. So that is, that's not really a problem. But, ooh, Bull, he's really only used if you get a bad one. And you kind of need to switch off of it, but you can't push back upwards. So, like, for example, if you got Mage or something, or like Dragon, and you can't go upwards, you just charge up your Bull. But it kind of gives you like 2 or 3 free muffins. But himself as a character is really bad. But he is useful. He's very useful, especially when you're in a pickle. Level 1, obviously don't play him at level 1, but at level 1 he literally gets bullied. He gets pushed around by the enemy, so it's not worth it. Level 3 he's pretty useful. Alright, there is my tier list for the Muffin Knight characters. I actually beat Santaville yesterday, finally, so I finally beat it. Thank God.